Hey, give me a second to find the video. I'm on video. Good morning. Give me a second. I'm just getting my summoning people. Oh my god. 7 members. Give us a sec. Alright, I'm going to be talking about spiritual unions. Just give me a sec. I'm trying to share this out with some of my friends. They're having kind of a crazy morning. I always wake up to lots of office work fun every day. Alright, so we're going through some changes and some major shifts on this planet. Good morning. The energetic dynamics are changing. I just put a post up this morning that someone already plagiarized. It's been up 2 hours. I go to this group. It's like a really big group too, right? I just get led around on my mission. And they took my article that I put up this morning but chopped off my link and put a new picture on it. I'm like, no wonder I don't feel like doing videos or articles, right? And someone even commented like, I love this article you wrote, and instead of correcting them, they acted like they wrote it. So good morning. Hi, Francisco. You're probably the only one on this feed. I'm going to chat about you too. Francisco and me, we went to Stonehenge, and I didn't really have time to talk about it. I'm kind of, despite what people might think, I'm sort of a private person. I tend to be very careful with what I put on videos since it gets plastered all over Facebook and misconstrued, and people try to use the things that I try to teach against me, so I tend to be a private person. So I haven't really talked about my Stonehenge experience. I'm going to try kind of to do that today the best I can. This stuff is very hard for me to put into words. I'm just having this spiritual experience over here, and I thought that I could be of service in helping people because, you know, I'm getting some adept lessons. Nothing's changing, right? I'm getting adept lessons in my own path, and I've been through a lot in my life, and I feel that through me getting on video and just sharing some good energy and what I'm going through, that it can help a lot of people that are going through, you know, similar lessons or have yet to get these lessons in their life. So I'm always trying the best that I can to put this very spiritual, deep, complex stuff onto videos, so bear with me. I've been going through some serious shifts in my life, and I know you guys are too. Francisco is as well. Me and Francisco haven't really been very active in these class spaces since the rocks. We haven't been very active in our missions as well. That, you know, I've just been getting back to my site about a week ago. So I did take like a month off, and I noticed he's taken a minute to integrate. We're going through some serious ascension upgrades really fast, and it's no different than when I made that jump to move to the UK. It's taking my body a minute to catch up to the new frequencies, but I'm here and I'm back, and he's kind of taken a break from these class spaces, so I will be here, and I will be picking up the flow in these areas again, because it's always been my intent to create these high vibe energy exchanges, groups, spaces that we can come together with other spiritually awakened light workers to generate a powerful energy. We know that when the awake come together, that's what's needed to do this ascension. We're not going to be able to do it on our own. It's going to take the awake coming together energetically, back to oneness, back to source. So I've been on my mission about 3 years now. Nothing's going to change. I'm going to keep just every day at it. So I'm going through some crazy shifts that I definitely didn't see coming. We went to Stonehenge as a group with our friends, I'll say, right? And I just feel like that. If you know me, I am doing this spiritual work all the time. I am very much of service, and I'm on my mission. And so I tend to level up really fast through the spiritual work that I do, working on my energy, raising my vibrational frequency, and just everything that I'm always talking about on video. So I'm suddenly looking at things much differently after having gone through this Stonehenge experience. Like we tend to, you know, see people as something tangible. Yes, friendships, the people around us, the material, as things that we can hold on to. Not understanding the natures of reality and how source is, always trying to flow this energy, and we should be moving on to new lessons. So I'm suddenly realizing, if it wasn't apparent enough, that I tend to lose a lot of the people I'm learning with around me because they're not putting in the same intensity or the same level into their ascension. So they're not doing the same inner work. So while I'm over here elevating my frequency, the people that may have been a match for me tend to fall out of focus very fast since I worked so hard on this. So I had another experience like that where I did some serious leveling up and I lost a lot of the people on my timelines that were vibing with me a minute, and the second that started worked weren't vibing with me the next. And so, I've been going to these sacred sites for a while now, not just Stonehenge, but other ones, and, using them as a means to elevate in frequency, just connecting with that ley line energy, that earth energy during these powerful space storms. So, I've already been using these gateways, but I've really had a extra mind-blowing experience this time at the rocks. Before we even went, it was like the people that were going started to merge timelines. We all started to kind of collide into each other. Like, it was very apparent we were doing our lessons together, and there was a collision of sorts happening, and it's what's gearing up to happen to all of you guys. Yes, the light workers, and I've been doing this in California before, the UK, are going to have to merge onto one timeline in a sort. And so we see this collision occurring. I tend to go through this stuff first. I got a lot of judgments as usual. People are sitting here judging me, not understanding that my path is going to be yours too. And that you guys should be watching me as an example to learn and understand what's coming for you. Because I tend to be a little bit further ahead. I always say not much, but I tend to be a little bit further ahead in my upgrades, what I'm going through and things like that. So me being on video has always been to serve you as kind of showing you what's coming. And so many people are trading their inner state of happiness for the material around us still. I have someone tell me the other day that they have the worst marriage ever, but they're going to stay in it because they don't want to lose their house and their pool. So I'm thinking, because this doesn't even compute, you would rather just be miserable for the rest of your life. And so the problem is people understand what they need to do, but they're not doing it. And if you're in a situation like that and you can't do that, the universe will make it worse and worse and worse and eventually force you. And that's how we create suffering, by not reading the signs and understanding that there is this source energy that is guiding us home back to source. And we're going to have to do a lot of work around here. Yeah, so people are making these decisions based on fear. It can be scary to continually step into the unknown with nothing time and time again, right? But I keep doing it, and I haven't fallen yet. I'm trying to show you guys, because everyone has this fear. What if this doesn't work out? What if I can't find something better? What if? Fear and doubt. Have you not seen me just free-falling around the universe for the past couple years? So you guys should be watching this and understanding the natures of reality and how that fear is controlling us in our relationships. People are often trying to manifest love out of a lack or a need. Yes, as a solution to an issue, someone to do their lessons for them, things like that, not realizing that this love that we're seeking is not of the third dimension and you won't find it there. Yeah, you're not going to find the type of love that you're craving on a soul level in the third dimension. You will find control drama love. Because when you're on a third dimensional frequency, you can only perceive what you're a vibrational match to. You are cut off multidimensional. So the third dimensional type of love tends to be about enslaving souls, controlling you, taking your power. And it's really everything you need to progress past to find that divine love, spiritual union. And you'll notice that a lot of people have been having their love lead them around. Love leading you around, and it should be, because your soul is craving oneness, not just with source, but another. And there's a lot of experiences going on here. It's all the creator experiencing itself through us. And out of all of everything that could occur here, good or bad, all that, this divine energy wants to experience is love with another. This is how this holographic reality started. There was this infinite, they call it intelligent infinity energy that became conscious and aware, and it branched off into another so that it could experience love with itself and to know itself deeper. Every person you've ever met is just an aspect of yourself, but your soul is only going to be a vibrational match to one person ever. I couldn't even put it into words because I'm attempting to do this spiritual union. And I'm quite aware that if I can't make it work with this person, it probably won't work ever with me, right? This is clearly someone that is on the same frequencies with me, tuned into the same dimensions. And I see a lot of spiritual people that are, you know, they have woken up and they're tuned into the same frequencies as the light workers. And they're trying to make a relationship work with another person that is not awake, not understanding that you're in completely different dimensions. They can't even perceive the things that you can. And, you know, the people that are not choosing to wake up are going to be singled off our path. It doesn't matter if it's your husband, your family, you're going to notice. Doesn't matter who it is. Those not willing to ascend with you and to commit to this inner growth will be singled off your path. And you can usually make it a lot easier by doing it yourself instead of having the universe do it for you. Good morning. There's a lot of lessons going on. So I'm in a new relationship. I made some relationship shifts. I keep on trying to describe it like I went to the rocks in this Stargate and raised my frequency, and I was too high vibe to go back to where I was living. But that had already crumbled right, like almost simultaneously. It was like my whole life just started crumbling, right, Francisco? It was like my whole life there was this crumbling occurring before I even left to go on our trip, and it was kind of done on that timeline, right? And, you know, at the rocks, I kind of got moved to a completely different path and timeline. And I'm someone that is very intuitively tuned in because of my mission. Yes, the universe just leads me along all day on my work, doing this divine work that I do on my mission. And so it was very clear, just using my intuition, that this was my path. Like, we made our life plans, we laid out everything before we ever came here. And it's just very clear. That's why it's very important that we're following this energy. If you guys are listening to what people say outside you, you'll generally be led astray. You need to be able to feel this stuff. You need to feel the energetic components. And this isn't my first trip to Stonehenge. The last time we went, the energy was insane there too, between me and this person. And it's something that you really can't ignore, this source energy leading us along on our path. So, you know, I've been going through a lot of changes. I've been off-grid lately, kind of trying to process everything that was going on at once. I got sick. Therefore, I lost my job at the same time, right, Francisco? I got sick. I was out of work a month. I ended a relationship. I went into a new one. I moved. I would just say I was going through all these crazy adjustments, and I'm just kind of trying to wrap my head around everything that's been happening. High vibes are tending to be hijacked. There is no dark. I'm done with this shit. There is no dark. There's only God teaching you through every person around you in every situation. This is to teach us how to be energy masters, light workers. We are not in control of our vibration if we're saying the dark are hijacking vibrations around here. These are lessons. It's our school. But there's only God leading you. Yes. They're like the narcissist, the evil person. That's God. Yeah, God is not a narcissist. These are your lessons. Be more consciously aware of your energy. Stay in mastery of your frequency. Don't let anyone be able to adjust it. And you'll be at a much better place. Until we have that mastery, you're going to keep getting triggers and attacks or whatever it takes until you can completely master your frequency and not let anyone outside of yourself. So there's no negative entities coming from you in darkness. Dark and light, they both serve the divine. It's all one energy. People don't understand. Things aren't what they seem. But this is a training facility. So it is supposed to push you into empowerment, right? What better place for me to grow into my abilities and to be able to learn how to do this stuff in this crazy kind of environment, right? If I didn't have someone hacked our groups this morning, right, Francisco, and all this crazy stuff, how would I be able to shine, right? Don't we need a certain element of darkness to be saving the planet? Don't we need the elite to be here hijacking and poisoning everyone so that we can find our voices as light workers? So this is all very divinely orchestrated. If you're having negative experiences like I just did, right? I had a lot of negativity around me. That was to lead me to my destiny. It is to move me forward on my path. I'm also a Taurus. I'm real hard to move, right? So any negativity is to move you to another place. It's to kind of guide us along. So try to change your perspective of how you guys see this stuff too. This is the biggest role play ever here. All right. So, mastery over frequency. There are a lot of, I'm trying to get back on topic, there are a lot of spiritual unions that are about to occur. We have just shifted elements so everyone can get out of that. The dark is attacking us, warrior mentality, and shift over to peace, love, and bliss. This is where we put this planet into better energetic alignment. And Taurus is taking center stage. I just put an article about this morning. Taurus is taking center stage. That is the planet of love. So for the next, month or so, it's going to be amazing energy. Our next new moon that we will have is also in Taurus. I have like quadruple Taurus in my chart, so I'm ready. I'm going to need this energy as usual. We are seeding the new earth. You need to be careful of going around and talking about things you don't like the dark, or even thinking about them. Because everything that we're doing as light workers, we are seeding this new earth. Do we want to bring the dark with us? Do we want to talk about the elite and negative entities? No. We want to be more careful with our words, and we want to be seeding, seeds of love and light and encouragement and uplifting humanity. So we have a huge emphasis because Taurus is an instant manifesting sign. You guys should notice that the dynamics are changing. So whoever just wrote a comment about the dark, expect that to seep into your reality even more. So we need to be very careful with our thoughts and our words right now, for real, because we are seeding the new earth and we don't want to bring that negativity with us. So I understand that there could be negative energetic dynamics in your life. Be more careful with what you're giving your energy to, right? We're always going to have negativity outside of ourselves. It's Earth School, right? But I'm not allowing that into my space or my reality. I'm doing lots of sage in here. I'm living in peace and love and, doing this spiritual type path. And I get that everyone isn't at the same place, but I'm not going to continue to allow this stuff into my reality. So more practice about the things you're talking about. If you talk about things you don't like, you're sending them energy. Just like I'm, sending energy out with everything I'm focusing on all day. So for sure, we have a huge emphasis with this energy on seeding better words and thoughts around here. And we have to understand that it isn't the elite or the dark that have formed this collective consciousness that everyone hates. Yeah, everyone's like, the world sucks, I hate it, right? That our thoughts are, yeah. So we share a collective. I have my own individual reality over here, and I can control what I allow into it, but we are sharing a collective consciousness. So it's very important that we understand that the people that are thinking negative things, well, that's where everything is coming from that we don't like in the world. And this will never change collectively. Everyone is expecting this event and this collective reset. It's not going to happen. What we do is we master our own individual realities. And once everyone does that, it comes together as a new collective consciousness. So we have a huge emphasis on putting us into action. We've been doing a lot of self-care, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't be. But now is time where we use this month's energy and really put ourselves into action. Taurus is a sign that knows you have to work hard. If you see me, I work my ass off, right? Taurus is an element that while we can manifest amazing, you're going to have to put some work into this. So we have a huge emphasis on putting more work into changing your individual reality, being careful with your thoughts, being more careful with your words. Let's see. I'm sending out love, right? I'm not doing cards on this feed. This is sex class. If you guys have anything you would like me to talk about, relationships, sex, anything to do with the subject, I'm going to have to do next. I don't know if I should just throw it in now. Next video I'll do in a couple days, I will talk about the actual physical energy exchange that occurs with sex, because I doubt people grasp that, or there wouldn't be so many meaningless relationships going on in the 3D or glamorizing sex in the way it is. It is a permanent merger of your energy. And you know what? Our relationships, whether it's our friends, our family, or our spouses, tend to be our obstacles in liberating our soul around here. So we have a huge emphasis on clearing any karma right now. Whether it's through friendships, bad relationships, things like that. You guys have been trading your power, not just to the government, but through these relationships, the people around you, just sustaining everything. Sustaining people that would never help you in a second. So it's very important that we're realizing that to elevate, you might want to distance yourself from any of these karmic exchanges, and that you guys might be wanting to, do this spiritual quest and becoming whole so that you can reach that other half of your soul that, that is everything about this mission. You guys know I'm always telling you that we wouldn't have agreed to come to Earth School and do this hard lessons if it wasn't to be with the one that we loved. At some point, this is all supposed to be a love story. Yeah, I know, right? A love story. If that doesn't resonate with your relationship, okay, you have work to do. And I don't care that they're paying your rent or you're living in their house or you have children. The excuses, who cares? They're just blocking you from happiness, not me. No one else. You're just blocking yourself with these excuses. So it's very important that we understand this is meant to be the ultimate fairy tale. Like I go to the rocks and fall in love at the Stargate. Right? I go to the rocks and out of nowhere, don't see it coming, fall in love, and go up on this down the third dimension. I know your egos are convincing you this is love, but these are control dramas that need to go, that are standing in the way of that ultimate love ultimately. I'm trying to see how long I've been on, right? So, questions today. We're talking anything sex, relationships. Doesn't even have to be romantic, but they usually are. A lot of people have other issues with it where we have these relationship blocks, things that are keeping us on the same patterns of programming too. That if you look at your past relationships, of either how they ended, the things that didn't work out, the things that you manifested in a partner that you didn't like, this is part of our core programming. And we've been programmed in such a way to keep us separate. You know that we went through nothing but this indoctrination to keep us separate from love and from that oneness that we're all so much a part of. Good. Hi, Bernice. This is actually a really good mantra, too. It's a sun mantra to clear negativity. So we're doing some kind of cleansing, too. Do you guys have anything that you're working on with love? Hold on a sec. Anything blocking you from love? I think that we all have a lot of work to do with relationships. Looking around, and I know people will be like, oh, I don't. I think that the whole planet really has gotten screwed up in our programming and how we look at love and the things we expect from it too. People ultimately, a lot of times, they expect their partner to be filling things that they lack. And then we manifest the wrong type of things. People will try to manifest a partner to save them. And then you'll always get, you know, the perpetrator and the bad guy, right? When we play the victim and try to manifest, you always get what you don't want and things like that. So it's very important to realize that this is a process of spiritual alchemy where we have to become whole as a soul. Yes, you have to complete yourself as a soul to attain that higher love. But I'm always telling people that the love that we're seeking, you won't find in a 3D timeline or a fourth dimensional one. It's the spiritual unions that people are trying to get to are found on fifth dimensional frequencies, fifth dimensional timelines. So most of the light workers, when I look around, are at a fourth dimensional frequency just because they have things that they haven't done yet or their ego is blocking them from, right? There's certain things we have to do with this ascension to get where we need to be on those frequencies. So a lot of the light workers are awake, but they're not on those frequencies yet for this spiritual union to occur. We have more work to do. So, you know, I'm always telling people, I'm sorry, you're not going to find your twin flame on these, you know, lower timelines or when you're just waking up and things like that. How do you, I'll put the link for the music after. I really love this one. I'm going to try to use it for my real video. Hopefully they won't delete my video, right? I'm going to get off here and do cards in a minute, but I'm just vibing and sending you guys love. I'll for sure post it. How do you love yourself? I need to take care of myself. Okay, everyone comes to my inbox. I get like 100 messages a day. People come find me, and everyone wants something from me. Whether they want advice, Reiki, you know, they always come to me for something. So, you know, it would be impossible for me to be assisting all these people. It would drain me or deplete me. I need to take care of my energy first. For me, self-love is like self-care. It goes hand in hand. I am taking salt baths. I'm saging, I'm meditating, I'm getting enough rest, I'm taking care of myself first, because let's face it, who's taking care of you? I hope for your sake that the people have changed as you're growing and going through these lessons around you. You only have yourself. No one can do your lessons for you, so you need to learn how to put yourself first too, that you're not, you know, pouring out all your energy to people who would not reciprocate it, things like that. You need to love yourself completely. What are your flaws? What do you think sucks about you? Some people have some things they don't like about themselves. Until you can love those aspects of yourself, you're going to be incomplete. You need to learn how to love yourself completely and all of your lessons too. You are not your lessons. They are just experiences that your soul needed to grow into who you are now. So we need to have complete love of ourselves unconditionally. That's where the 3D comes in. People are in this conditional love. I love you as long as you're doing what I want or being compliant. Fifth dimensional frequencies are about unconditional love, and I see a lot of the spiritual light workers haven't attained those frequencies because when me and Francisco were going through our latest shift, we were getting a lot of the weird stuff like judgments and people talking about us. So, those people are not on fifth dimensional frequencies. You will be able to love the people around you unconditionally on so many levels. So we need to get to this unconditional love. Think about the universe. How would God love you? No matter what, unconditionally. So we're trying to step back into our divinity, and we need to embody this compassion and unconditional love to be on fifth dimensional frequencies too. So let go of the notions of light and dark from the comments. I'm going to go back to this. Let go of those notions. That's duality. It only exists in the third dimension, light and dark. You'll start to see from a higher perspective that there is no light and dark, only the universe leading you and teaching you and giving you your lessons, and you're only getting back whatever energy you put out. So we need to transcend that, light and dark, love and hate, and things like that, and understand these things from a higher spiritual perspective. We need to do more of, ditching the toxic partners. A lot of people come to me and they are awake, and they are with someone who is not awake. And if you're trying to do your ascension path, it won't work out. It's like having a weight attached to you. You're trying to elevate, and this person's just going to keep dragging you back down to their frequency. And eventually, if you do enough inner work, that, you guys will repel each other, and you will go on to learn elsewhere. That's the whole point of this. But a lot of people are just, they're dumbing down, they're lowering their frequency to make these relationships work, and they're not meant to. It takes a lot of energy to be trying to stay in these dynamics. These are everything that we need to untangle our souls from. I can't be around anyone who wasn't chosen to be awoken either. The people that are awake are of service of others. They've been activated for something bigger than themselves. They're, setting off on their divine path and their calling. So a lot of people have become really comfortable in, trading their abilities and their power for this fake security in these relationships. Not understanding that it's taking your energy, it's taking your power, it's taking your light on some level. The biggest way we're controlled is through our relationships as well. People are sent to you just to detour you from your spiritual paths a lot of the time. You guys might have had some experiences with this in the past if you ever had a bad relationship. 90% of the planet has had a love bite experience. Someone sent to detour them on their path, and they were sent just to siphon your abilities and your energy on some level. So most people have had these experiences or are in them now and are not even consciously aware that this is happening as well. Hi Catherine, I'm just finishing up. We're talking sex. Do you have any questions? Anything, sex, relationships. I'm going to put up some polls and see what you guys want to learn about in this space and kind of get it flowing again too. I'll be doing activations in this space too. I'm finishing up Kundalini activations in our Awakening to Ascension class. And then I'm going to be doing some type of activations probably in almost all the 4 classes this week. So I will be doing activations tomorrow in this group. I'm just not sure what kind yet. I have to wait for the universe to tell me. So I will be doing some type of activations for the people that have paid their member fee. If you guys have not, see the pinned announcement. We do everything on an energy exchange, so we do a lot of energy work in these spaces. And Francisco quit the classes because everyone stopped paying their fees. Right? So this is an energy exchange. You are responsible if you're in the spaces for the energy exchange. And I tell you guys that we're not able to do these spaces unless people pay their exchange, and it works out the way it's supposed to as an energy flow. So we get a lot of excuses as to what's going on in your life. Stop giving excuses for your ascension. It's not for us. Every time you give someone an excuse, I can't do this, I am limited in this way, it doesn't affect the people you're telling that to. It's affecting your reality and limiting you. So it's time that we unlimit ourselves. Catherine, I'm sending crazy love. We're just chilling, listening to binaural beats that clear away negativity. A lot of times we pick up our parents' programming too with love. Yes, your parents programmed you for love. Let's take a look at your parents' dating life or marriages or whatever, right? Let's take a look. Let's take an Akashic tour. Just visualize, just real quick, pull up, what did your parents' love life look like? Yes, that's how you were programmed for love. Based on their patterns. My family, my parents had the worst relationship ever. They had the worst, most volatile, insane relationship ever. So our parents also programmed us for love. We've been programmed in whatever way. You can look at these family patterns that we stepped into and see our programming and how it is our responsibility as light workers to break these cycles. Like on every level, we stepped into this family's karma, and it is our job to transmute these things and end the cycles here and now on so many levels. So if your parents had a bad relationship, don't make these patterns your own. Oh, I love it. I'm going to get off and do a real video, but I would love, and I'll drop this song after I do, but for sure, if you guys have topics that you want to hear about, use this wall. Yeah, this is a private area. No one can see what, this is why I like doing videos in here. These are private areas, these class spaces. For sure, use these walls. If you have questions on, it doesn't have to be like your sex life, even like with your friends, relationships, right? Anything. Use this wall. Like you can always find us here. Use this wall if you have topics that you want me to do videos on. I want to know what you want to hear about in your life. I want to know what you guys are going through so that I can download stuff for you to help you with your ascension, right? So I'm kind of getting a grasp of what people want to hear about. If you guys have video topics, you know, either drop them to me, write them on the wall, or whatever so that I can better assist you guys. This class space is never for me. It's always for the people that are led here on whatever level. But now is the time that we want to heal these relationship issues. In my ideal world, everyone would just be healthy, happy, living in abundance, and would be in spiritual unions with their ultimate twin flame type of fairy tale thing going on. As Francisco, I'm like, we need to manifest you a flame and a love story and a fairy tale. This is what it's all about. And there's nothing more powerful than love you're going to find. The universe will align with it like nothing you've ever seen. You know, I'm always talking about the type of love that would move you across the planet, right? And kind of magnetize you to certain areas that are over the top and insane, like my story, which is just mind-blowing. And I'm always in awe of just the past few years of my life and where they're leading me and things like that. So, you know, there's nothing more powerful than divine love on every level. It's all the universe wants to experience through us. And when we have these control drama type relationships, it just kills your soul. People tend to become sick, rapid age, depleted, no energy ever. You could even die real fast because the universe, without love, your soul may as well be dead. Yes. Like, it will kill your soul. We're here to just experience love in every moment, whether it's with a partner, our lives, bliss, whatever it is. But we always need to come together with another to experience this love on some level, and it is the final destination for everyone here, hopefully. Alright, going to do cards.